Welcome back to day 17 of Believing I'm a Millionaire Before My Bank Account Says So. All right, here's what I realized. The difference between rich and poor isn't just money. It's actually decision-making patterns. Robert Kiyosaki tells the story of his two dads. Same economy, same opportunities, but completely different financial outcomes. The reason why? Because their decision-making patterns were absolutely opposite. And if you haven't read that book yet, I highly recommend it. It opened my eyes to a lot of great financial conversations. So here's the poor dad decisions. He says, I can't afford this 2K course. He says, I need to save money by doing everything myself. He says, I'll wait until I have more money to invest. Here's the rich dad decisions. He says, if this course helps me make 10K extra, that's a 5X return. He says, my time is worth $500 an hour, so I'll pay someone $50 an hour to do a task. I'll invest in my business so I can make more money. Here's what Kiyosaki came up with. It's called the Kiyosaki's asset test. So before any purchase, the rich dad asks, does this put money in my pocket or does this take money out? Because assets generate income, education, investments, systems, and liabilities cost money. Depreciating purchases, and time wasters. Poor people buy liabilities thinking that they're assets. Rich people focus on acquiring assets that work for them. So here's the decision shift. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Start asking, what's the return on this investment? This one question changes everything. So your brain stops looking for excuses and instead starts looking for solutions. When I made this shift, I stopped seeing expenses and started seeing investments. So I'll tell you right now, the biggest thing that created the most acceleration in my business was this one shift or this one decision. We were in the hole. We had just pulled our girls from gymnastics because of money, but I was introduced to some education that in my gut, I knew was going to be what would help me grow. And I can't really explain how I knew that. I just listened to my gut. The problem was that it was a $2,500 investment. And we did not have that. But I knew having the education would help me 10x that money and make it back. And that $2,500 learning opportunity, it wasn't money spent, it was leverage on my potential. And it helped me catapult myself into creating 3 separate 6 and multi-6-figure businesses. So today's action step for you is to practice this Kiyosaki's asset test on every financial decision that comes up today. So before spending, I want you to ask yourself, does this put money in my pocket or take money out long term? And then make one decision today from this lens instead of scarcity. And then we'll see you tomorrow for day 18.